just agreeing that real estate assets, financial assets, and debts before marriage stay that way in the event of divorce. I suppose we didn't have a thorough enough discussion about household contribution expectations, though. I was of the understanding that I'd move in and we'd just split the household expenses and carry on. Wrong. He expected that I would move in and start paying all of the bills because I'm saving money not having a mortgage. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything because he doesn't have a mortgage either, which I bring up every time we have this discussion. Doesn't compute with me at all because I still had to close on my home and pay some final bills after I moved in with him. I didn't start paying anything at his house until my house matters were all final. So his unilateral financial decision about bills didn't come to a head until several months afterward. Anyway, I complied to avoid any argument, and I transferred the bills into my name and started paying them. That's all been fine for the last few years. I work full-time in a professional position. I pay the utilities, trash, internet, combined car insurance, cable TV, combined cell phones, about half of the groceries, the property taxes, they're low. All of that is still less than my mortgage and bills were, so I do come out ahead. If I compare past to present, I believe this is an irrelevant comparison, though. We kind of split entertainment and eating out, but I do believe I paid more there than he usually does. I also cook and clean and do some outdoor chores like gardening, weeding, cleaning the pool, and I've mowed the lawn once.
So what the fuck does he do?
My husband is retired and gets a little retirement income of about $2K each month. He spends it around property, on upgrades and repairs, on groceries, gas, some of our entertainment, and lots of stupid, in my opinion, stuff for himself. Entertainment and shopping. He does some cooking, cleaning, and majority of the outdoor chores. We have children from previous marriages, but they're grown and gone. We still have separate bank accounts and finances. The bills are all in my name, though, besides the property tax. So I just pay them each month like I did when I was by myself. So here's the problem. It has come up a couple times recently that he wants me to pay for half of any house upgrades, repairs like rotten siding, HVAC cleaning, new toilet, minor roof repair, paint, materials to repair a water leak, basically anything you'd buy at the hardware store. He thinks I should pay for half of. He does the repairs himself, so there's no labor costs. I told him I really don't think it's any of my responsibility to pay for upgrades to a house I have no financial interest in or claim to. To me, paying all the bills frees up his income to then pay for any upgrades he wants to do. This relationship goes sideways, and I just have to walk away with nothing except the household goods I came with and maybe some furniture and appliances I bought over the last 3 years, He says everyone has to pay the same bills in life, and he doesn't understand why I always bring that up when he asks me to pay for other stuff with the house. In his mind, those bills don't count because everyone has them. He even called me a gold digger, and he wasn't looking in the mirror when he said it. He genuinely upset that I don't want to contribute to house repairs. I feel like I already contribute way more than my fair share. I believe we should be splitting all the bills, and he should still pay for house upgrades until I've earned a spot in the will. He says things are going to change, or I can things are going to change, or I can just leave. I really do fail to see things from his perspective. How should I respond when he brings this up again? This whole thing is so bizarre and Twilight Zone to me.
Why did you marry him?
Such a good question. Why'd you marry this guy? I would say break up with him.
Yeah.
What is?
Dude sounds like a dud.
He sounds like not worth your time. No. If you're already paying for all of these things, and then he wants more of you, but then doesn't give you any stake in the house. Well, yeah, you're right. Like that's fucking crazy.
No.
What? That's wild. And then gets mad at you because you don't want to contribute. I would bring up the prenup. I was like, in the prenup, we said this. We said that I wasn't going to. These things are yours and these things are mine. So if this isn't mine, then why would I pay for it? Make me understand that. And then he goes back to, well, this is, everyone has to pay bills.
Everyone has to pay bills. But he's not paying any bills.
I'm like, you're not paying any bills, honey.
Because she's paying the bills.
I'm like, you don't pay bills.
Oh, no.
Break up with him.
Oh, God. He's using you.
Totally. I'm like, and then if you break up with him and then he has to pay all those bills, he's not going to have any
He's not going to have any fun money because there goes all his $2K a month having to pay all those goddamn bills. No. Leave.
Break up with him.
I'm sorry you sold your house. But
yeah, I mean, like, just get an apartment. Who cares? Like, I also feel like when you get older, do you really want a house? It's so much maintenance.
It's so much work.
So much work. Things break. It's your responsibility. There's like no point. You don't really get that much investment out of it unless you move to a really like up and coming neighborhood.
Like the security, like you can't get kicked out.
Yeah, yes, you can. If you don't pay your property taxes,
that's true.
You can get kicked out. If you don't pay your mortgage, you can get kicked out. I don't see If you already let go of your home, you're now paying for another home. Like, just use those bills and have like an apartment or a condo.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about this fool who's asking you to do stupid shit. It just doesn't seem worth it. I'm like,
no, not at all. She's the one losing out here.
He is gonna be hurting if you ask for a divorce.
Yep.
He say that you guys should break up. What did he say? I could have sworn I read that.
Yeah.
He says things are going to change, or I can just leave.
She probably meant to put aren't going to change.
Aren't going to change, probably, or I can just leave. I'm like, if he gave you an ultimatum, then be like, deuces, bro, pay these bills yourself.
He thinks she's not going to do it. He thinks she's not going to leave.
Yeah. I'd be like, bye.
All right, let's see.
Bye, Larry.
Come back and say anything else. Yep. Tell him that's a great idea and leave.
That's wild.
Paying all the bills and property taxes.
You work full time and you do house chores. Why are you doing house chores at all?
And he's retired and
he does some house chores.
He does a little bit, and he just like goes shopping for whatever hobbies he likes. No. He is taking advantage of you. Okay, so comment is, if I'm understanding, she also works full time and does the majority of the work in the house. No, ma'am. OP says, rubs me the wrong way too, because it's such a baffling conversation to keep having. That's why I took it to social to get feedback outside my bubble. Thanks for your comment. Yeah, it's baffling because you're trying to find a logical reason for something that is completely illogical. Yeah, he's being selfish. That's what other people are saying. This person says, it's baffling. You're trying to find a logical reason for him demanding all this, but it's not logical. It's not reasonable or fair. It's not because he's confused or you are misunderstanding him. It's because he's selfish, greedy, and lacks empathy for your perspective. But you don't want to accept a man you married is all these things, so you are confused.
Yeah.
OP says, yes, 2 exclamation points. And then, just like we said, OP, if everyone has bills to pay, why isn't he paying the bills? Exactly.
Just move on. You ain't losing anything either. I'm like, 5 years is not that long.
No, it's not.
And you're very young.
Yeah, someone else said, this is not a marriage, this is a scam.
Yep.
This is a scam. Yeah.
He might have been looking for someone just like you that he can take advantage of.
Absolutely. Leave.
Just break up with him.
Okay.
Why did you agree to this crazy setup in the first place? Did he act differently when he was dating you? Have you and him discussed what will happen if he dies first? Will you be homeless? Original poster. Because I'm an idiot, plainly, he did act differently when we were dating and as newlyweds. Very generous. Mm-hmm. And he was agreeable to me not paying any expenses at his house until my affairs with mine were settled, which took a few months. After settling my affairs, I genuinely thought we just split household bills since neither one of us has a mortgage. I was sort of over a barrel by that point because I'd sold my home and most of my furniture. I just agreed to take over the bills because I didn't want to fight, and even with the property taxes, it is still less than my mortgage was. It has snowballed into the mess I am in with his ridiculous demands. His, if you don't like my new rules, you can just leave, tells me that he doesn't even care about me. It's truly wild to be in this situation.
It is, isn't it?
Just leave.
Getting taken advantage of sucks.
Just leave. Yeah, this person's like,
right.
It also tells you that he's stupid. If he only gets $2,000 per month, he wouldn't have much money left over, if any, if he had to pay all the bills himself. Yes, so call his bluff and leave. Watch him start scrambling when he realizes his sugar mama is taking away his sugar.
Yep.
That's so true. I'm like, just break up with him, which is our answer to most things. Just break up with this motherfucker. Bye, Larry. All right, read the
okay.
You gotta read the
This person says, no, put a new deal on the table. You split household expenses 50-50 and he covers all housing costs, or you go on the deed, in which case you will consider contributing to repairs. It sounds like he wants to protect his house and leave it to his kids, but he can't afford it. If that's the case, in a way, you are spending your kids' inheritance on his. It's true. I know houses have gone up a lot in price, but if you can afford to buy, maybe you should. The day may come when you lose him and your home, if not through divorce, then when his kids inherit. or just get an apartment, enjoy your independence, and be free of feeling used. OP says, very good point about spending my kid's inheritance on his kids. That's essentially what this is. He's asking me to pay for repairs so his kids get the most money for it when they sell it after he croaks. And someone says, he's the gold digger. And it's like, yeah, that was a classic projection you witnessed when he was calling you a gold digger.
It's like, he doth protest too much. Like, when you start putting on other people, it's usually usually like self-reflection. All right. So obviously we need to move on. All right. Oh, okay. This person says, I'd not be surprised if he was lying and had money stashed away. The original poster. He does. He magically comes up with money when I refuse or take too long to cough it up. Dude.
Yeah.
Move on.
Move on.
Move on.
Move on.
It's time to go. All right. That's too bad and sad, but you live and you learn. It was only 5 years, dude. You have so much life. Like, it's not worth it. There are other fish in the sea, as they say. Move the fuck on. All right. Next one.